Okay, I think I'm ready. Handwritten notes, check. Cats, missing. I'm sure one will show up later. Anyway, let's get started. Hi, I'm Jo. Welcome to my Flosstube about stitching and cats. It's a grey, wet, rainy day in the northwest of England, so I thought, what can I do to brighten the day up? I know, WIP Parade. Yeah, I'm doing a WIP Parade. It's not something I do often. I don't feel like I have enough whips to warrant a parade. But having added them up today, I've actually got 16. So let's see how we get on. We are missing cats. I'll find a video for cats to put in later. So, shall we get started? Handwritten notes are ready. And I'm going to start with my active whips. So the ones that I'm doing at the minute, or have been working on the last couple of months. So the first one is Monkshood by Nora Corbett. Now I bought this as a kit minus the fabric from Hawkins Hobbies at the Ladybird retreat last September. I've got so much fabric, I wanted to put my own fabric with it, which is exactly what I did. So this is the one I am actively working on this week. So it is still in the Nerge frame, but you can get the idea. It's just a little bit of detail missing. So this is where we are at the moment. Pattern Keeper says just over 78% done. So I've just got this corner to do and then all the beads. So that count does include the beads because, yeah, I've basically put a working copy of this in WinStitch and exported it to Pattern Keeper. So I like to keep my counts, especially for all the games that I play. So yeah, this is where she is. This is the edge. This is the bottom, apart from beads. I am going to use a bigger frame. I'm going to have to use a bigger frame to put the beads on, but let's get all the stitches done first and deal with the beads later. Needle minder is from Agnes Little Minders. Okay, number one. And the next one that I'm actively working on, or have worked on most recently, and I'm not putting it away because I have every intention of picking it up again in the next few weeks, is Planet Dragons. I'll put a picture in, but this is a biggie. This is my biggest whip. 280,000 stitches, 400 down, 700 across. So I'm not going to try to show you the whole fabric. There we go. So I have Mercury, Venus and the Sun all finished. Made a good start on Earth with the wings. So I just want to get that last bit of the sky finished down there. And then I'll move back up to the top and work my way down. I have been trying to do one planet at a time, but I think I'm going to try just working down in sections from now on, see how I get on. So that is 31.4% done, and that so far has taken me about 7 years. So yeah, this is not a piece to rush. Artwork is by Rob Carlos and it was charted by Hand and Earth Designs. The fabric is a purple, as you can see, 20 counted, at least I think it's 20 count. I think I got it from Polstitches, but I can't remember what make it is. So that's active whip number 2. And active whip number 3, we're going back to the Nora Corbett. This is Miss Beetle, again bought from Hawkins Hobbies. The full kit without the fabric. They have substituted some bugle beads, so there's bugle beads in the skirt and that. So, and she is currently 94.97%. I've literally got beads left to do. maybe a little bit of backstitch, but I think the backstitch on, you know, down here, backstitch and the beads will work together. So here she is. So yeah, just got the beads to do, backstitches done, except her eyebrow. I haven't done her eyelashes, but everything else stitched except the beads. Now the fabric is, oh sorry, Monkshood. The fabric was a 28 count, I assume Brittany Lugana from Polstitches, but it was out of grab bag, so we don't have a name. This is another 28 count Brittany Lugana. You're going to hear that phrase a lot. Called Sea Siren, again from Polstitches. Okay, so that's my 3 active WIPs. The rest are just the order that they came out of my box, which is here. So first off, we're going to look at some Mill Hills. So I currently have 4 active Mill Hill. And these 4. So we have Be Scary, Bat Cat, Taboo Kitty, and Shining Star. Now, all the stitching is done. Well, all the crosses are done. So, I literally have the last of the purple beads to go around the outside of that. Backstitch and beads needed on Bat Cat. Backstitch and beads needed on Taboo Manor. And literally a tassel. This is a lot of beads. I've literally just got to do the tassel and give them that star. So I think I might try and get those finished next month, but I'm not promising because of other plans that I've yet to tell you about. We'll see. Okay, now on to my main WIPs. First up is Oriental Goddess by Polstitches. Again, I'll put a picture up, but she's so close to done, maybe not really necessary. So isn't she gorgeous? So I have 1 star to do in here. Lovely. And then beads, although I have actually started beads. No, I haven't. They're French nuts. So yeah, there are still some ends hanging out where I haven't quite fully secured them. So I just haven't cut off the ends yet. So yeah, isn't she gorgeous? So yeah, she is, I haven't got the percentage done. So she's in the 90s. The beads haven't gone on to Pattern Keeper because they're mostly on corners, not in the middle, so yeah, they haven't gone on. But yeah, she's beautiful. Jo's designing Jo from Polstitches. It's just coming on leaps and bounds. She's doing some absolutely beautiful things. The fabric is the recommended 28 count Brittany Lugana. There we go again. Tree Forest. And I think she's beautiful. And again, just beads and a few, just, you know, a few embellishments to finish. I need to get her done. So maybe she'll go into rotation for next month. We'll see. I actually want to try and get all the cross stitches done on Monkshood before the end of the month. I've got less than 2,000 stitches to go. It's possible. Okay, next one. This was started as a stitch along with the Coven. So that is Mad Morty, Wolf Down the Rabbit Hole, Stitchy Rin, DNA Geekcraft and Crafty Road Gamer. Some of us have got further than others, but we basically did a start along video, and it was my very first video on Flosstube. It wasn't my video, Carrie put it up. So there we go. So I will put a picture up, but basically it's in 2 frames. So you've got a picture above, and then you've got another frame down here with a quote, which is done in backstitch. Now I have put it in Pattern Keeper via Windstitch, but obviously the backstitch doesn't show. So I've mostly got border to do and backstitch. I need to take this bottom bit of the tree out, or at least part of it, because I used the wrong colour. That moon was fun to do. That's done using a Caramel Water Lilies colour. So I've managed to get it a bit blotchy. Pure accident, not planned that way, just the way I stitched. So really happy with how that's coming on. The rider and everything is done, literally borders, backstitch. So again, 28 carat Brittany Laguna from Polstitches. This is colourway Hocus Pocus. Okay, another stitch along next. This is an official stitch along, and it's the first of 2 in this list. This is Crystallise. It's a stitch along organised by Lakeside Needlecraft. The designer is Oxana Polyakova. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. I'm not making any guarantees. So I've got another 3 to do under those. So it's pretty close to being done. Yeah, I didn't write. Yeah, 69.64%. So a little over 2/3 done. I've probably mentioned this before, but the designer, the chart says to do the back stitch on the stones in 2 strands of thread. I'm not keen. I've done some in 1, and I think I prefer them because natural stones wouldn't have those hard lines anyway. So I think I might be taking the back stitch out of those 4 and redoing it in 1 strand. It would be impossible to just take out 1 strand, so I'm not even going to try. My husband calls the amber the sad potato. You should might be able to see why. Okay, so again, so close to being done. I think I just need to maybe put aside the big ones for a while and just concentrate on getting some of my smaller ones done. But like I say, my small ones aren't that small. So again, fabric from Polstitches, but this time it is a 32 count, probably Murano, from a grab bag. So it's just a shade of grey. Very, very subtle mottling. There is some, but it is very subtle. Actually, it looks stronger on the camera than in real life. Came from a grab bag, so I don't have a name. Okay, on to... Oh, I love this one. This is Bellatrix from Bella Filipina. And she's coming along quite well. I put the chart into Pattern Keeper as a scan. So it's actually showing that I'm only about 30-something% done, but it's counting all the squares on the chart, not only the stitches. It's also counting the negative space. So don't pay much attention to that. So this is Bellatrix from Bella Filipina. And again, it's just border and some bits to do. So the border in the corner, which has some of these vines and things. A little bit here at the bottom, a little bit of floor to put in, and the border at the bottom. So I think that's more like 75% done, not 30 something percent done, simply because of all the negative space that's counted. Now, I'm saying it's most border and a bit of floor and that to do, yeah. And then there's the beads. There's a lot of beads. Drin likes his beads. I can't say I blame him. We all like a bit of bling now and then. Okay. That's on another 28 count Brittany Lugana called Bewitched. Right, on to Peacock by Nora Corbett. This was designed, I will put a photo up, but this was designed by Nora Corbett for the Polstitches 2019 retreat. Nora was in attendance, as was Joan Elliott. I have finished Joan's contribution, Joan's design for the retreat. That was Fairy of the Rainbow, so that is completely finished. This just needs back stitch and beads again. I'd ordered it as the kit. The fabric that came in with was very pale, and I felt like the white stitches were going to get lost on it, so I switched it out for a Polstitches fabric that I had called Poseidon. Again, another 28 count Brittany Lugana, but that I had a massive piece, so I actually still have half of that fabric left, and I've also had more of the same, or what looks very similar, in a grab bag in both normal and opalescent, so I have lots of this fabric. I'm not complaining. It's beautiful fabric. Okay. 16 minutes, that's not too bad. Right, next one is my next stitch along. This is Supernatural SAL by Witchy Stitcher, and I'm on 49.19%. So I'm mostly following the called for threads. I have substituted in some jodery for the lettering and the bats. The fabric is another 32 count Murano called Rumbles of Thunder from Polstitches. I'm also putting in some étoile. If you look very carefully, you may or may not see it. The siren's hair and tail is glittery, and it's in a couple of other places as well, but doesn't show up particularly well on the camera. So yeah, I think I need to get a bit more of that one done. I need to get more of all of them done. I think I honestly need to put away the big one and do a bit on any of these. On a good day, I can do 300 plus stitches. Even on a bad day, I normally don't get much less than 200. I could really put a dent in some of these if I just decide to work on them. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, next one. This chart, well, the kit, this is a Bothy Threads kit, was gifted to me by my friend Sam at the Polstitches retreat in 2022. It was the same weekend as the Ladybird retreat. Unfortunately, we couldn't be in both places at the same time. So we did a gift exchange, and Sam, being Sam, went completely over the top. She asked to get me because she'd seen this kit, she wanted to buy it for me. And it is Witch's Cat by Bothy Threads. She bought it for herself and then realised that I'd probably love it. She was correct. And then, you know, there were all sorts of other bits in there. So I need to get a bit of him done. A bit more difficult to get into Pattern Keeper because the chart doesn't actually have any thread numbers. So it's a bit more difficult to put into Winstitch, but I think I might give it a try. He's so cute, I do want to get him done. So I reckon I'm at about 50%. So again, I'll put a photo up of what it should look like when it's finished. The kit does come with fabric, which is the usual splotchy Bothy Threads Rendale Designs fabric. but it's actually not that nice to work on. It's quite stiff fabric. So I restarted it on another Polstitches 28 count Brittany Lugana called Mountain Dewdrops. And again, I've got quite a bit of this left. Right. Page 2. See, an actual book. Handwriting. It's becoming a lost art. Okay, this is my second bothy. I've only worked on this for one day. I did it, I think it was last October for the, I think it was on the fandom stitching game on Facebook, where they wanted you to do 13 days on one WIP and 13 days on 13 different WIPs. I didn't have 13 WIPs at the time, so I needed to start a new one, and I had to, I'm assuming this is the right way up, might be that way actually. I'd bought myself Gossamer slipper kit from Bothy Threads. I worked on it for one day. That's as far as I got. I'm not even sure that that's the right way up. That could even be upside down. I really don't know. Again, putting it into Windstitch might be worthwhile. Getting it into Pattern Keeper, maybe not so much. There's a lot of backstitch. The body of the shoe is mostly backstitch cobwebs. But I'll give it a go. But again, no thread numbers. So I'm just going to have to pick the closest. See what it comes up as. Okay. The fabric again, Polstitches. It's another 32 count. And it's called Ghost. Last WIP. Now, this is mucky. The fabric is supposed to be white. This is my very first full size, full coverage. I'd done quick stitches, quick stitch, a couple of story cubes, but this is my first full size, full coverage. And it's also my oldest WIP. So we have Spider's Queen. Again, I'll put a photo up. I'm not far off the edge on this side. I'm kind of working diagonal pages. Look at that eye. Just look at that eye. Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah, lots and lots and lots of colours in there. So she is at 37.31% done. You can see basically how big she's going to be. Much smaller than Planet Dragons. So yeah, this is supposed to be white, but it's a bit grubby, but I'm not worrying about it. You know, it is what it is. Fabric gets grubby. Once it's all stitched, I'll give it a quick wash. Give her a bath. But she is beautiful. But if I'm going to get her finished, I really do need to do a bit of work on her. So yeah, I can feel my tiny decision wheel coming out to decide what to work on next month. So that is all my current WIPs. I do have a couple of UFOs. I really should work on them, but I just don't want to. For various reasons. Right, I think that's a 20 count. I need to get my gauge out and check because it's been so long, I can't remember. Okay, one more item to show you. Excuse the crinkles. Okay, this is for the Mystery SAL. I'm not going to tell you which. Okay, so I've had the thread pack. The material is called Magic Pumpkin. It's from Polstitches. I want to see how many of you can figure out what it's for. Some of you may already know. The Coven already knows because most of us are doing it. It's for a new Stitch Along. First part is out on the 1st of September. I'm going to let you try and figure it out. I will say it's from Lakeside and it's by Jenny Barton. It's designed by Jenny Barton, who does most of the Lakeside. I'm going to let you guess. No prizes, not for gain, just for the brain. See if you can figure it out. Okay, that's all my WIPs and my potential new start next week. Wow, 1st of September on Sunday. At this point, I don't know that I'm actually going to start it on the 1st of September, but I will definitely be starting it in September. Okay, that's all the WIPs. I do have a little bit of Stitchy kindness to show you. I should have shown you this months ago because I received it all at the beginning of May. So I just want to go through it with you because I have plans for some of it. So I'll be back in a few minutes. So I'm back. As some of you may be aware, if you watch any of the other Coven videos, get my teeth in, we had a gathering. It was at the beginning of May. I have actually recorded this Stitchy kindness bit before, but I didn't like it, so I didn't use it. I'm going to start again. So I'm going to start with the biggest thing, literally physically the biggest thing. Everything else is inside it. Fabulous project bag from Carrie, DNA Geekcraft. God, where are my teeth today? So Millennium Falcon. I am a Star Wars fan. I am old enough to have seen the first Star Wars at the cinema. Yeah, only just. So yeah, Carrie bought us all project bags, fabulous stars lining. So inside, I'm just going to grab and tell you who gave me what as we go. So inside we have a cute little bag, Coven the Gathering. So this was from Morty and David. Came with various bits. Scissor fob, zipper pull, whatever you want to use it for. There's also a matching needle minder. And inside the bag, there were various things. They brought the dogs, lint roller. They brought snacks, which are long gone. Tongs to feed ourselves so we don't get our fingers dirty while we're stitching. There were also earplugs and lots of snacks. The snacks are long gone. Morty had also been gifted a lot of Jodery threads by somebody who had realised they were never going to use them. So she brought some for us to choose from. So I picked out some of the limited editions. I've got the main range, 250 plus. I had a few limited editions already, but I didn't have any of these. Some of these had already been bobbinated, some are not. So I basically just picked out limited editions. Some of these were dated, so we've got September 13, December 13, so this was before I'd even heard of Jodery. Sadly, after 10 years, Jodery closed the doors last year. I do miss them. I hadn't been buying regularly for a year, but I did sort of still get occasional bits and pieces. And Michelle was really lovely to talk to anyway. So that's Morty, Stitchy kindness. Jen, Wolf Down the Rabbit Hole, made us all these little project bags with thread beds, and needle books, which was like a thread bed, and a couple of pins. I love this fabric. So it's all matching fabric, and the stitching is rainbow cotton for the stitching. So they all live together. I might have to put my Mill Hills in here, at least the 3 Halloween ones. Look at that. Lovely little, hardly lovely, but a skeleton hand as a zipper pull. Kind of cool. There was also a pattern. They were all personalised. So yeah, just cauldron. Yeah, that's not the chart, that is just the cover page. They're all personalised with our own names. Now, onto the rest of the stuff from Carrie, because yeah, not content with project bags, she brought us other stuff as well. So we have Sasquatch sticker carrying a marshmallow to be toasted. Michigan card holder keychain, pretty cool. A lighthouse kit, Presque Isle Needleworks. This is Grand Traverse Lighthouse. We all got a different lighthouse. So that's kit, fabric, etc. And this beautiful, I'm saving the best to last. It's gorgeous thread. Ecru, DMC. It's a floche, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. It is just a single strand, very fine. So I'm going to be saving this for something special. Probably one of my slow stitch projects, but it's going to be a special slow stitch project, not one that I'm just doing to use up all my stash. Okay. And the best, the best for me. So before buying project bags, Carrie had planned to make them herself. So she'd bought us all fabric to make them. So I have this beautiful, so basically instead of wasting the fabric, she gave us all the fabric. So I've got this beautiful deep purple. And to go with it, is this fabulous cat fabric. So it's all just printed on the front, but isn't that amazing? All those different cats. And there's patterns inside the cats, and yeah, it's fabulous. So I have come up with a plan for what I want to do with this. Now my plan is to stitch them together. So I have to make sure I line up the purple with the pattern. So that's the back. That's going to take a little bit of planning to do. And I'm going to put not some wadding, I've got like a chiffon scarf thing, double layer of chiffon that I'm going to put in between so it quilts a little bit, so it's a little bit fluffy. But that's my plan of what I want to do, front and back, and then just stitch on it, stitch around the cat, stitch on the patterns, add some buttons and beads, all sorts of embellishments, stitch around the books. So yeah, that's my plan for that. Lots of different colour threads, buttons, beads, whatever. So that's what I'm going to do. And now that I've shown everybody, I can make a start. So this is going to be my chill out at night project, I think. You know, when I've got to the point where I just don't want to be as accurate as I need to be with cross stitching, I can just chill and do what I feel like. Stitch in hand, don't worry about frame. I think it's going to be cool. Right, so that is all the Stitch Kindness from the girls. I want to say there was something else. Georgia was designing us all a chart, but she hadn't quite finished it. So that's it. That is the end of today's Flosstube. I believe it's number 26. Good grief. I hope you enjoyed the WIP Parade. I hope you enjoyed looking at my Stitch Kindness, and I will keep you updated on progress moving forward. So I'll see you all next time. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Have a great day, and I hope your weather is better than mine.